Hiya, hiya, Oseo, Hamala, Hushamaeo. Hiya, hiya, to the tribe and greetings to everyone else, visitors. The art of war. You know, the war is constant. It's consistent. It doesn't let up. And I'm not talking about anything outside of yourself. Most people think of war as you got to confront another people. No, you got to confront that part of yourself that is dark. It's in all of us, but you can lay it dormant when you know how to live right. Speaking of living right, I'll bring it to you as soon as I receive it. That's the convenience of these electronics. You know, tribe, we have to really separate ourselves from this man's way of life. That's what we're commanded to do, because everything we're doing is according to his way of life. 99.9%. Give you a good example. I speaks about I speak before about the importance of raising our children in the way they should go. The way the society is, and it's normalized now. It's normalized in raising kids. Excuse me, they're not goats. Raising children in the way they should not go. That's the normal. And it's so normalized, people don't see anything wrong with it. For example, when couples separate, and that should never happen, not because of the children, but because of the vows they took in the eyes of the Creator. Don't your vows mean anything? No, you didn't say you was never separated. You say you would till death do you part. So that means you can't part until you die. If you took those vows. Now to show you how backwards society is, they say, okay, you're gonna have joint custody. Joint custody, but you're both separate. What the hell is that? Now you're teaching the child at a very young age to live with one parent and then live with another. You're putting it in that child's mind that this is normal. And whether the child realizes or not, he's going to grow up and do the same thing his parents did. Separate. And his children be joint custody. And you're fighting for that. You're teaching the child wrong. The child learns by examples. Child see you grows up in a family, both parents. They know how to handle their quarrels. They know how to make up when there's an argument. He's going to do the same thing. He or she going to do the same thing because that's the way he was taught. And I don't mean your parents got to teach you by word of mouth. They teach you by example. Don't teach your child to separate and give your children joint custody. What is that doing to the child? Y'all talk about benefits for the child so much. When the child needs both parents, you're tearing that child apart. And some of you who grew up like that, you know what I'm talking about. And you wonder why the children are rebelling. You're tearing the child apart. Talking about joint custody. How can it be joint custody and y'all not even joined? You see how backwards and things that are normal, that's common, they're taken to be normal. But when you really look at it, it's not normal at all. It's totally backwards. Stop teaching your child to separate and have, they call it joint custody. It's not, it's separate custody. Separate custody because you're separated. And when the child needs both parents to properly develop, you forcing them to choose one or the other. You're tearing the child apart, I'm telling you. So tribe, we got to do something different. We can't follow this way of life. I remember a time that we didn't have no separations. What is that? Community was intact. So the war has been constant. It's to force the family to be separate by law, by system, by economy. They make the economy so, and like I say, things are not just happen, they are made to happen. That a man couldn't just take care of his family with his own income. No, there's war against that. So now the woman, the wife, who's the caregiver, a very, very, very important job, they have degraded that. And say, oh, I can play football too. I can go out here and bring in them, and look what you have. You don't have a family. You don't have a home. There's no one to build a home, the love nest for y'all to return to. She's out there working. You see what has happened? You see what the war has done? And you don't see the war because the war is taking place all around you. And it's been normalized and made common. Because everybody do it, it's common. No. Being common and normal does not mean natural. It does not mean according to nature. I'm telling you, you keep following this system, you're going to end up in a worse. Whew. It's pitiful. It's pitiful. Hey, hi in the chat. Thanks for coming in. Usually people just come in and say hi and you don't see them and they don't have no intelligent questions. And sometimes they come in rude, like I'm the enemy. You don't even know me, wouldn't know what TAIFA World Ministry is about. Haven't investigated any of my posts, my over 1,000 videos and audios I've done. Don't know nothing about it. No. And they call themselves subscribers, 600 of them. Where you at? That's why I have these lives to pop up and say, okay, you subscribed. What do you subscribe to? They don't even know. They may have liked something that was said, but I'm not benefiting from your subscription if you're not there to support the channel. And I don't mean monetary support. I'm talking about just when I come on live, okay, we build a relationship. That's what it's all about. We're building relationships. I'm doing my part. And I intentionally do not come on. How can I come on a set time every day? Like this a job? No, this is not a job where I got to clock in. Maybe that's what some of y'all are looking for. No, I come on as the Spirit shares. It's time for me to share something with you all. I don't come on and just chit chat. I come on with a message. And the message is make sure you take your time and know the person you're getting to be your life partner. Man and wife, that's a family. Male and female, masculine and feminine by nature. You can't get away from that. You know, people want to eliminate gender. English is one of the only languages I know that don't have gender in the language. Most languages have gender in the language. When you speak of something, everything has a gender because it's a principle of nature, a law of nature, gender. So English comes with this language, no gender, but yet it has Latin. Latin has genders, has Greek. I'm not sure Greek has gender, but I know French and German do, and that's a great part of the English language. So you see how this is no accident? Everything that's happened has been made to happen. Even the language we speak, gender neutral language. So when you refer to something, you saying it. Yeah, you saying it. You don't give it no qualities. Everything is it. Now you're trying to eliminate the pronouns for the masculine and feminine. I try to stay away from the idea of male and female because that refers mostly to animals. But animal can't have masculine qualities and feminine qualities, but you can. YouTube is going to another level of trying to keep me from doing what I need to do. But keep it up, YouTube. I need your opposition. Because I take the bitter with the sweet. You allow me to come here on your platform. This is not mine. I didn't create it. So, yes, I go by the rules you laid down. I'm not using profanity. I'm not showing nudeness. But I've seen so many foul, vile things on your channels, YouTube. I don't know what kind of community you're building here. I'm not going to even talk about it. I'm not going to even talk about the things that I have seen on YouTube. But then you choose to shadow ban somebody who's not doing that. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh. Okay, so that's it. That's it, tribe. I'm not going to drag this out. Just get away from the system that teaches you to separate and lie to you, telling you you have joint custody. Telling you you have joint custody. And how can you have joint custody when you're both separated? And that tells a child this is what he needs to do when he grew up. So it's in his psyche. They don't even want to separate when they grow up. But this is what he was taught. Children learn by example, not by what you tell them. It's become the norm now to separate and tear the child apart. So how do you think he's going to develop, or she's going to develop properly? No. They'll develop wrecks. They're not balanced. How can they be balanced? They grew up not seeing how male and female interact. See, that's the thing. For you to know how to be a man and woman, how to interact in a family, you got to see it. You got to grow up with it. So they missed that. So they don't know what a family is. They don't know what a father does, what the mother does, the wife and the husband. They didn't grow up with that. So you deny that child of living a normal, natural life by separating or even staying together when there's no real love. Child don't need to see that. How's that helping a child? You teaching a child to raise a family and there's no love there. So take your time and make sure you find the person that can get over things. You know, some people just, everybody gonna have problems and difficulties, but you got to get over it. So test your partner with a scenario and see if they can get over it. If they can't get over something in a courtship that you, by design, you did it because you're testing them, then how can you expect them to get over in a marriage? Some people go to the extreme and say, "Oh, I'll never forgive you for that." Pathetic. But this is not our way of life, people. That's the point. This is the way we've been taught. My grandparents were together for life. I mean, for life. I've never heard any anger words among them. They was at peace with each other. So they was the best example for their children who followed and did likewise. So that's it. I think I'm repeating myself. Hire to the tribe. We are live and we thrive. If anybody tell you about suffering or sing that suffering music or suffering, anything about suffering, kick it to the curb. Don't even watch it. They're trying to take you backwards. Hire to the tribe. We live and we thrive.